We'll take him. Feel like I'm shopping for Pokemon. A Pidgey, hey, we'll take it.
Now I know where you spent all your Wii points.
Oh, goodness.
I kid.
At the Pokemart. Whoa, that Pidgey just hit me hard. Let's try and get a scratch in without killing him. And it didn't work.
And never mind.
We'll try again, because there may be another Pidgey right here. Yes, there's another Pidgey. A level 4 Pidgey, too. So now, we're going to shift straight to Bulbasaur, because there's no way Mankey can survive even a single hit from this Pidgey, who I'm pretty sure level 4 only knows Tackle. I know he doesn't know Sand Attack yet.
Which is another handy one.
Indeed. Status affecting attacks. When I first started playing Pokemon, I never used status affecting attacks, be they enhancing or degrading, like Growl or Leer, things like that. I just went for brute strength and the idea that type advantages could help me out. I have found over the years that, especially in the early game, moves, especially like Sand Attack, that lower accuracy, great moves to have on your Pokemon.
Generally, I will try to have as many stronger moves as I can, and try to have as many different types of attacks as I can. As far as stat uppers for your own Pokemon, what I found I prefer is if I'm going to take a turn to do a stat upper, I can go with the X items, the X Attack, X Defend, and all that series of items, which then allows me to have different moves with my Pokemon, and I can use those for all of my Pokemon. That's right. So as long the disadvantage of that is you do have to pay for those.
Yeah, you do have to. To a point, you have to pay for them. Some of them you can just find sitting out in the world, but not many. That's the point.
But at least it is an item you can purchase. It's not like the PP ups.
Yeah, HP ups and PP ups. That you I think the only place you could get those was the department store, and they are actually ridiculously expensive.
Right. The HP up you can get. The PP up, at least in the original games, could only be found.
Aha! So there we go. And that is a handy item to have, especially with some of the most powerful attacks only get 5 uses.
And now there is the advent of the new item, the PP Max, which automatically puts your the amount of times you can use a move up to its maximum potential.
Interesting. I did not know about that.
You get it, you win it, actually, at the near the end of the game, I believe. At least it came out in Ruby Sapphire, I believe.
Ooh. You came over here with some friends to catch some bug Pokemon.
Now, are you thinking what I'm thinking as far as special Pokemon in this area is concerned?
I am thinking that. For those not entirely sure what we're talking about, if you haven't played the original, we are talking about the Viridian Forest Pikachu.
Now, typically, Pikachu was not one that I would keep in my party, only due to the fact that I found that it would faint a lot. But you aren't going to find any other electric-type Pokemon this early in the game.
No. Alright, trainer battle, here we go. I'm going to try and keep moving the mouse to keep my video from stopping. Bugcatcher Rick sent out his Weedle, and we're using our Pidgey, who only knows Tackle, but I'm going to try and make it work. And wow, it looks like he's pretty effective already. This may hurt us a little bit. Yep, poison. I did not buy any antidotes, so...
shame on you.
Shame on me, yes.
Granted, having some money would help.
Yeah. Well, I do have a fair amount of money. I won the first battle.
This is true.
For those curious, you actually, it's like, what, $3,000 you get from winning the first battle. Without it, you start at like $80.
Granted, with the prices of everything is really inflated, whereas antidotes, I believe, are around $200, $250.
Yes. Right. So Pidgey's going to make the win, get his experience, level up, and he may not die now that he's leveled up. Wow, 5, alright. And he learned Sand Attack at level 5, I thought so.
Also, another tidbit, if Pidgey actually had a flying type move at this point, it would be more effective towards the bug type.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If Pidgey had Gust at this point, it would be wrecking these bug types.
Of course, if you want to just power him through to level 9, then be my guest.
Yeah. But keep in mind, this does not work in the original cartridge. This only works in Fire Red Leaf Green. In the original cartridge, Pidgey has Gust to begin with. This is basic attack, but it's only a normal type attack. It is not a flying type.
However, Peck is still a flying type.
Peck is still a flying type, which actually always made me wonder because Goldeen learns Peck right off the bat.
And it's a water type. It's a fish.
Yeah. Why would a fish know a flying type move?
So why would you have a flying type fish that has no flying type moves?
Well,
I'm speaking of Gyarados.
Yeah, of course, Gyarados comes in there. All right, Bug Catcher Rick just got Rick rolled. Yo.
Oh dear.
We're going to continue, and Pidgey's going to faint very soon here. But that's okay. There he is. He fainted. There's two reasons why it's okay. Number one, Pidgey's not going to be very effective versus Brock anyway, so it doesn't really matter if he's a little under leveled, we can always catch him up. And also, if we're hunting for Pikachu, yeah,
not so good either.
Not so good there either.
The only way it might come in handy is it now knows Sand Attack.
That's right.
It can decrease its accuracy.
But it has fainted, so we'd have to run back to the Poke Center, which we may be doing in a couple of seconds anyway. Which I may actually off-screen for you people, just because I know you don't want to see me running back and forth all the time.
In which case, but you do have potions.
I do have potions, indeed I do. Interesting little tidbit going through this with Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is part poison type, which means, generally speaking, he is immune to Poison Sting's poison effect. I have yet to see my Bulbasaur ever get poisoned. I could stand corrected on this if it ever happens, but it is yet to happen to me.
At the very least, it is extremely resistant to poison.
Indeed, extremely resistant, I would say. And he learned Low Kick, which is our first fighting type move, which is good. Very good.
Especially if the concept of Low Kick is that your heavier opponents it will affect more. Granted, if you look at your rock types are generally very heavy.
Generally speaking, yes, they are. Now I'm going to switch Mankey back in really quickly here, and I realize he doesn't have a lot of HP, but there's a reason I'm doing this. First thing I'm going to do is just switch Bulbasaur back in, and this will split my XP between Mankey and Bulbasaur, sort of giving me a little bit of a boost, knowing that Mankey will survive and get his XP and start leveling up some more, because we're going to want him to be about level 10 when we hit Brock. And as far as that goes, folks, I may just, when I get out of Viridian Forest, I may just off-screen for you, leveling up to about 10. Just off-throttle through that, get it up, and then we'll go from there. Oh, goodness, Bulbasaur may faint. Let's see if he can survive. Alright, Bulbasaur made it. Mankey and Bulbasaur both get 39 XP, which is actually pretty... Kakuna! Okay, yes. We're going to shift back to Mankey, even though he only has 5 health.
Which, although with the different ones, the Kakuna and Metapod, generally speaking at this point in the game, the only move they have is Harden.
Unless they belong to the player character. And that's an interesting little thing. If you get a Metapod and you level it up, it will actually keep its... Or not a Metapod, blah, blah, blah. If you grab a Weedle and level it up, it will keep its Poison Sting. So your Kakuna will know Poison Sting. But generally speaking, the computer opponents don't know that move. So... we're at a slight advantage to where my Pokemon with very little health can just jump right in here and beat up on the Kakuna and not die. And this
patience is virtue in this scenario.
Indeed, the continuing use of Harden that they have is definitely a trial of patience, because as their defense goes up, my attack does less and less damage, which means it takes longer and longer to beat through them. However, at this point, moves like Scratch with 35 power points, you can just continually use them, and they eventually run out of defense-upping power. Their defense hits its max, and I can still keep wailing away at them. And I could actually, if I wanted to be annoying, I could sit here and do a battle where he would use Harden and I would use Leer to lower his defense again. But I'm not going to subject you guys to that. That's kind of an annoying little trick. Mankey leveled up to level 7. And we defeated Bug Catcher Doug. What I'm going to do now is actually get back out of here. I'm going to pause the recording, and I'm going to run back out and heal up. So we'll see you in a couple of seconds.